Hey guys, Tactical Minds here, and as you can see, I'm in a different location today. If you followed my last video, you would know I've been on the road last few days and staying in an undisclosed location for a little while for work purposes. Um, so hopefully the audio is not too much of an echo in here. There are some vehicles on the background, kind of on a busy road, so hopefully that's not jamming things up too much as well. Any event, let's get into this. Before we do, as always, guys, please, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Really do appreciate it. And again, thank you to all my new subscribers. Um, so anyway, without further ado, let's get into it, right? So like I said, been on the road for the last few days, and that got me, thinking when I got here. Told you guys I wanted to keep bringing you good content, keep bringing you videos while I'm on the road. So, been on the road the last several days, and if you guys remember back in January of this year, there was a winter vehicle accident and basically a winter storm that caused a huge pileup on I-95 in Virginia. People were stranded without food, water, all that good stuff for approximately, I believe, 19 hours. Um, and obviously it was freezing cold, right? So want to touch a little bit on that. There's a lot of guys that did videos on that, but again, this is going to be more about my personal stuff that I bring, some of the stuff that I bring on my long vehicle trips. And this is going to vary for person, for where you're going. It's going to vary per vehicle. Okay, I drive a Dodge Challenger. Wish I had enough money to afford a pickup truck or an SUV as well, but I'm a lowly civil servant, guys. I don't make that kind of money. So anyway, I'm going to tell you what I pack in my personal vehicle. Again, if you have a truck, maybe you want to pack some other things, and let me know in the comment section below what you bring along. Maybe you've got some great ideas that, I don't know about. I'm sure you guys do. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So some of the core things that we're going to talk about, I'm not going to go too much into depth to, because as you know, I carry my get home bag, as you guys have seen in all the videos, or the video before, in my get home bag video. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a link in the description section below so that you can watch that video. It was one of the most popular ones, and I think it's a really good video to watch. So I'm not going to go over everything that's in the get home bag. Again, if you want to go and see that, watch the other video. Okay, you guys know there's maps, there's spare food, spare water, water purification, all that good stuff in that bag. Again, check out the video from before, and that's going to touch a lot more on that, right? But I'm going to go over some of the other things that I didn't do in that video. Okay, so one of the things, obviously, we're being in the vehicle, right? So if the vehicle runs out of gas, and I personally don't let my tank get below a half. I always keep at least half a tank of gas in the car, right? But depending on how long you're stranded out there for, if it's really cold and you're constantly having to start up that car to keep it warm, okay, that gas is not going to last you as long. So you're going to need other ways to keep warm if you want to be able to survive. Now, again, water, food, having maps and all that stuff goes without saying, right? So I'm going to give you some other things, though, too, that I bring, right? So now let's put ourselves in that situation. We're stranded. It's very cold out, and we need to, hunker down in our vehicle, right? And again, we just don't have the gas. We can't keep starting it up, right? We don't know how long we're going to be there, so we don't want to waste all our gas, right? We only want to fire it up if we really need it. I told you guys some of the other techniques with the emergency blankets and, the candles and stuff like that. Some people say candle heat will take the cool out of the vehicle if it's really cold. I don't know how much that really is, but it might help a little bit. But I'm going to tell you guys some other stuff, right? So one of the first things I always bring. Now, I told you guys about this before. You can get it on, military surplus or whatever. This is a military sleep system. Okay. This thing will keep you very warm in very cold conditions for a very long time. It'll keep you warm, keep you dry. That's the name of the game, right? Now, I don't have a compression sack with this, but what I do have, and you guys probably can't see, but anyway, it's tied down with about 6 zip ties. Now, the nice thing about this is it kind of doubles, right? I can stick my knife into this zip tie, into the little ratchet, unratchet them down, and now I've got a bunch of extra zip ties if I need to go ahead and set up some shelter and stuff. As you know, I carry tarps and all that good stuff in the get home bag, right? So this thing is worth its weight in gold, and I always bring this with me. You never know. One of the other things I highly recommend, they're not expensive, you can get them on Amazon or just about anywhere else, right? I would get yourself a good wool blanket. I think this one was like, I don't know, $30, $40. The company on this is, let's see here, I think it's Atreus or something like that, or Arcticris, right? But anyway, good wool blanket, okay? This thing will do a lot to keep you warm. If you don't have the sleeping system, or with the sleep system, you know, doubles as well. But this will do a lot to keep you warm. And if you have family, kids in the car and stuff like that, you can drape this across a couple of the kids in the back, and that can keep you really warm, right? That can help keep the kids warm too. So that's a good thing to have, right? Another thing, now every car should be packed with a spare tire, and you should always have jumper cables, right? But some people don't, ironically enough. It's crazy. But I always bring this backup one, right? So this little battery pack here, I always keep plugged in at home and keep it fully charged. And then these two little jumper cables hook into here, and this is an auxiliary jump start for your vehicle if you don't have your you know, if you don't have the ability to connect those cables to something else, right? Because even with jumper cables, you got to connect them to somebody to jump the vehicle. So if you don't, this is a good thing to have. So that's one thing, right? Another thing, road flare, right? Always have road flares. Now a lot of people may have these or have access to these, but don't know how to use them. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how to do this, because not everybody knows how to use a road flare, right? Also, you should have a fire extinguisher, but I didn't bring that inside with me today. Fire extinguisher, obviously, I mean, pull the pin, you know, break the little plastic seal, pull the pin. It's pretty simple, right? But so these types of road flares, right? And I'm not going to light this off inside. This one goes for about 30 minutes, so I'm not going to waste it, right? But basically what you want to do is you want to take this little cap off here, okay? Take this little cap off. You see this little thing here? That's like a match striker, right? So now we're going to take this part off. So we're going to take that cap off. Right here, as you can see again, that's a match striker. So you take this, strike it like that, just like a match, okay? The two strikers against each other, that's going to pop off. You're going to want to hold it out and away from you, keep this going, or put it there to signify where you are. Again, that's going to last you 30 minutes. Another thing you can also bring if you don't have that is some reflective tape. Reflective tape is really good. It's used on Navy ships and stuff everywhere. You can put on the back of your vehicle if you are stranded, so somebody doesn't you know, if it's the middle of the night, you don't want somebody coming flying down the road and slamming into you, right? Good thing to know. So, what are some other things? All right, so I always bring myself one of these, right? Little e-tool, little shovel. Sit there, tighten this down like this, collapses, right? And it does have a little saw blade on the end. You can kind of see that, so you can do this to chop some stuff. But again, little trenching shovel, right? Dig yourself out of a situation, dig your tires out, or if you're going to be there for you know, the rest of your life, just go ahead and dig yourself a grave. Just joking, don't really dig yourself a grave, right? But good little you know, tool to have, right? All right. So what else? I always carry a flat tire repair kit. Little pump goes into the vehicle, will you know, goes into the car lighter, will pump your tires back up. Now, if your tires are flat, pumping them back up is just not going to do everything if it's just going to keep going flat. Now you can carry those Fix-A-Flat bottles around, and that'll get you a little bit down the road depending on how far you're going, right? So obviously if you have another tire, change it, but if you don't, these are other alternatives, right? So I don't carry the Fix-A-Flat, but what I do carry is a tire plug kit, okay? You can go ahead, put those plugs in this little plunger here, pushes it in, the little sealer seals it up. That'll get you going even further down the road, right? That's a really good thing to have with you. So this right here, appropriately titled the Billy Club. This has all the attachments on it so that you can go ahead and change out those tires, get those lug nuts loosened. Doesn't matter what kind of tire you have. It's you know, got all the attachments on it for any type of lug nut. Plus, guys, this thing is heavier than hell. So if you really do need, depending on how long you're out there, this thing is going to be a good defensive weapon, okay? This thing's going to be used for all types of purposes. You need to beat someone over the head, or, you know, beat a frickin' skunk over the head, or a squirrel or something, get yourself some food. Again, don't go beating skunks. Just saying. All right. As you know, get-on bag, I always do carry paracord, but I always do carry an extra thing of some thick rope. Again, rope is useful in so many situations, guys. So I always carry extra rope with me. You never can have enough, right? So, another thing, I always carry myself a little tomahawk. This is a SOG tomahawk. This is one of my favorites. I kind of like this one here. Self-defense purposes and other, things, but I like these. And as you know, again, if you watch the video about the Get Home bag, I do always carry the saw in there. And one of the reasons for that and this, and I just cut myself like an idiot, one of the reasons for that and this is, maybe there's just a downed tree or a downed log or a downed, whatever that's in your way that's blocking you from getting to your destination, right? If you need to do that, if you need to get that out of your way and that's the only thing standing between, you take that saw, you take this, whatever, get that log, get it in half so it's manageable, get it out of the way, then you can proceed down the road, right? So another great thing to have. Now, let's rounding off, last couple things. Number one, I never go on a long trip and leave without my old trusty dusty fucking rifle here, right? Love this baby. Always carry it with me. Always carry at least 6 mags of 223, 5.56. This thing is just going to go with me wherever I go, because if I need to get going on the road, I'm always going to have a weapon with me. Obviously, I'm always going to have my sidearm and a backup weapon, but with this thing, I can get going just about anywhere I need, and I can make myself survive for a good long time. I mean, hunting, protecting yourself, I mean, this is just, I'm not leaving home without this, okay? One last thing, again, I do always say carry a backup weapon, guys, right? But one thing is, people always say put a backup weapon and they put it into their bag, right? They put it into their get home bag or their bug out bag or whatever you want to call it bag, right? They put a backup weapon in there, and that's good. That's a great thing to have, right? My thing is, how good is that backup weapon if you just have the weapon? Are you going to keep it in the bag the whole time? Me personally, if I'm in a self-defense situation, I don't want to be slinging a bag around in front of me to go reaching in there to try and get a pistol out. So what I always do is I always carry a holster, an appropriate holster with the bag. Now, obviously, this one does have the weapon-mounted light on it. You guys know about that. We'll talk about that in another video, but you guys know I'm a big proponent of weapon-mounted lights, right? And that being said, always carry extra flashlights with you, right? But again, guys, a lot of people don't do it, but get yourself a holster, okay? Have a holster, because if you got to take this thing out of the bag every time you need to use it in a self-defense situation, I'm telling you, those seconds is going to mean your life. Have a holster so that when you get this thing out of the bag, you can get it slung on you, get it on your person, and, have a way to get about and moving, because what are you going to do? Hold this thing in your hand? If you've got to negotiate a fence, if you've got to get through an area, if you've got to defend yourself using your hands or whatever, you're not going to sit there holding this in your hand. You can tuck it in the small of your back or something like that, or tuck it in your waistband, but if you start running, you fall, you do something, you're going to lose the weapon. So, guys, bring a holster. Have a holster for every one of your guns. I think that's kind of common sense, but sadly enough, not everyone thinks that way, right? So, that's pretty much it as far as that. Like I said, guys, food, water, GPS maps, right? All that good stuff, weapons. Obviously I carry my work stuff with me as well, so that's a lot of other extra gear. But those are some ideas that can keep you warm, keep you making it through the night, keep you surviving in that vehicle, because again, who knows how long you're going to be there. Now, there is a point where I would say that you may have to leave your vehicle on foot and go look for help, especially if you're really stranded out in a snowstorm by yourself or something. But that's a topic for another video. Right now, we're kind of sticking on just long-term, trips. If you're taking a trip, and again, depending on how far you're going, if you're going for a few days, a few hours, whatever. Obviously, pack as you see fit. So that's the video, guys. Really hope you enjoy it. Again, leave in the comment section below anything that you think I missed. I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff, as I tell you I usually do in my videos, right? But again, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It helps the algorithm out. And I really appreciate it. Hope you guys took something from this video away today. And thanks for watching. So stay safe, stay tactical, stay dangerous, and stay warm. All right, guys? Take care.